That's my signal that I'm here and I'm ready to get going. Hey everybody. I'll give people a few minutes to pop on. I realize it is Saturday, so you're probably cleaning the house or running errands or something. Hopefully it's something fun. Oh, nice. Hey, Desmond. No, Demond. I'm sorry. How are you? I put an S in there where an S should not be. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. So, today we're talking about visibility, and I'm super excited. So I'm just going to give it a few more seconds. If while we're waiting, if you can let me know where you are right now, like what city you're in and all that jazz, that would be awesome. I am in Dallas. And even though I kind of understand there's like a heat wave going on all over the country, I heard Chicago was like really hot. It's supposed to be like 96 here today, so I'm finding that very interesting. Hey Melvina, how are you? Hey my boo, Ashley Nicole Brown, good to see you. You're in Chicago. Is it still hot in Chicago, Melvina? I heard last week it was just like super, super, super hot. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate it. I love hearts. You can always give me hearts. I never get tired of hearts. Also, if you have a chance to, share the video, I would appreciate it. And if you share, please let me know so I can acknowledge you. Hey, Lawrence. Hey, Tandra. I'm from St. Louis. Good to see you. Hey, Loretta. Good to see you too. Hey, Renard. Awesome. So, good morning. Abdel, thank you for joining in. So today we're talking about visibility. And all visibility really means when it comes to your book, your business, or your brand is that you have eyes on your book, your business, or your brand. Hey, Viviane. I'm not how to say that. But hey, girl. Hey, girl back. I don't know. So I think that everybody, well, not everybody, but most people, hey Princess, most people in the entrepreneurial or business space have great products. And so the only issue is that there's not a lot of visibility for their business or their brand or their book. Hey, thank you for watching from Kenya, East Africa. I appreciate you, Vincent. So I talk a lot about, thank you, Ronald, for sharing. I appreciate you. I talk a lot about different ways to get visibility using media, traditional and social media. Obviously, marketing comes into that. But today I just wanted to share 4 different ways, and I might throw in a bonus, 4 different ways on how you can grow your business, your brand, or your audience for your book with a visibility strategy. So there are lots of different ways to do this. This really is kind of just the start of things, but it's something to focus on. So online visibility is the first piece. And so there's a lot that you can do online, a lot of different opportunities for growing your book, your business, or your brand, obviously. Hey, Darwin, thanks for checking in. Hey, Ernest, glad to see you. Obviously, like blogs, podcasts, internet radio, social media, all of that goes into it. Where are you? You're in Sweden? Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you tuning in. So you just want to make sure that you're looking at all the different ways online and you really come up with like a social media and online strategy so that you're maximizing all the opportunities online, to get visibility for your business. Now, I say, we don't want to be teamed too much. I don't know what you're talking about, Loretta. What about the Raiders? I'm lost. But you definitely want to be focused on that, but you don't want to be teamed too much. So you want to make sure that you're focusing, that's why strategies and plans are important, that you're focusing your efforts on the places and the tasks that bring you to your target audience. So your target audience, your ideal client, you want to make sure that where they are so that you can make sure you're there. Hey Derek, it's hot in ATL too. Hey Paul, thank you. Yeah, Ashley, I'm lost on the Raiders. So say for instance, you may really, really like Snapchat, but if your audience is on Facebook, then really spending a lot of time on Snapchat would not be considered a revenue generating online visibility opportunity. You want to make sure that wherever you are, hey Carlika, how are you, honey? You want to make sure wherever you are that you're spending time where your money is going to be made. So if your audience is on Facebook, I mean, Snapchat, fine, but make sure that you're spending the bulk of your time on Facebook nurturing your audience, growing your audience, and making sure that you're generating revenue. You guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I don't mind asking questions in the middle of this, but I want to make sure that you get what you need. And thank you to everybody who has shared the broadcast or given me hearts. If you haven't shared, go ahead and do so. Also, if you look in the post, I put a link. I'm doing a free webinar this coming Thursday, the 28th at 8 p.m. Central, about putting together a plan to get more media for your business or your book before the end of the year. So it's a totally free webinar. If you want to be a part of it, the link is in the post, but it is bit.ly/end-of-year-media. Okay, Johnson, run away, or Dwayne. I'm not sure what your first name is, or if you have it backwards. But thank you for stopping by. Hey, Valerie, good morning to you. Oh, hey, Paul, you already registered? Good. It's going to be awesome. Hey, Deborah, what about Instagram for branding? Instagram for branding is amazing, and it really has grown to be a brand-centered platform. So whereas, I really just thought Instagram was like, oh, you can go look at people's pictures, it really has become a part of selling. Thank you, Carlika, for registering. I appreciate it. Robert, I'll get to your question in a second. So Deborah, yes, absolutely. If that's in your wheelhouse. So like some people, Instagram may not be the best platform for them. So you just have to be sure that if you're using Instagram, that it is revenue. But if it is, if it is a platform that fits with you, it's DJ. Thank you. I thought so. When I said Johnson, it kind of felt weird. So thank you for clearing that up, DJ. You just want to make sure that it's in your wheelhouse. But Instagram is a great platform. And in fact, I'm connected to somebody on Facebook, and we're friends, and he's the coolest person ever, but he is an Instagram strategist. And so sometimes we'll have conversations, and the things he says about Instagram just blows my mind. His name is Warren Carlisle, and if you Google him, you should be able to find it. But he has helped people do amazing things with their platforms. And even though I'm not necessarily a client of his, like I said, we talk and he gives me tips, and I'll tell you one of the tips, but he gives me tips, and so I've tweaked some of my Instagram. I have 3 Instagram accounts, so I've tweaked some of the stuff, just to be in better alignment with serving customers. But one of the things that he told me, and this is just interesting. So for us who have, for Nikki Woods is a brand and has always been a brand just because of the nature of my business. Whenever you're like in entertainment, radio, television, you become your brand. And so for my entire career, I have been my brand. But then I started a company, and people that come to me for certain services don't necessarily come to me for the Nikki Woods brand. They come to me for the business brand. And so on Instagram, he was saying you should be very clear with your Instagram accounts about why people are following you. And that because people come to me for different things, sometimes they come to Nikki Woods, just the brand, because I've been known to be in a motivational space for most of my career and an empowerment space. And they come to Nikki Woods Media, the brand, for, branding tips on how to increase visibility and get more media and that sort of thing. And so he was like, you probably should start a separate account. So with Nikki Woods Media, you can be more focused on providing the content that they come to Nikki Woods Media for. And for the Nikki Woods brand, you can be more focused on providing that content. So I hope that helps. It was kind of a long about, hey, Toya, how are you? That's the Fly Beautician. She goes back and forth between Chicago and Dallas. And Toya's doing a great job of building her brand. And so you just have to be clear. So I hope that helps. It kind of was a long answer. But yes, the short answer is yes, Instagram could be really great for building your brand. Somebody else asked, as a new author, should they have a website? And I guess that answer is kind of twofold. Thank you, Aaron. Sometimes I just talk and I wonder if it's ever hitting home. So thank you for confirming that what I'm saying is making sense. So as a new author, yes, you should have a website. I think that, people should own as much social media and online real estate as they can, and that includes websites. I guess. Oh, hey, from Morocco. Welcome. That's cool. So if you're an author and you already have a website, so say you have a website for something else, and you just you're writing a book. You can also add that information about the book onto your existing website, and then, consider creating maybe like a landing page for your book, which just means that, people, hey, Quentin, thank you, that when people go to this certain page, they just land on it and they can like input their information, but they don't stay there long. And you can put information about the book up there, and you can, hey, Wayne, you can put information about the book up there and all that kind of stuff. But you don't necessarily have to build out an entire website, even though I would, but you don't have to. If you don't have a website at all and you're just now an author, yes, you need a website. So websites, one thing people don't understand about social media necessarily is that we don't own that social media. Like, we don't own Facebook, we don't own Twitter, we don't own any of it. So just like, remember MySpace? So just like, when we all were excited about MySpace, or at least some of us that can go back that far, we were excited about MySpace. We built all the, we built our community, and we had all these followers, and it was rocking, it was rolling. And then all of a sudden it was non-existent. And so what happened to all of those followers on MySpace? Either you were able to redirect them to something else, or you just lost those connections. And so you really have to have, oh, did you? Oh, yeah, I remember you. I remember the name. Good to see you again. And so you want to have a place where you can, like a hub for your brand that you own, that you can control, that you can gather information like email addresses, and you can sell directly to them. If you've ever heard the thing, the money is in the email list, well, you need to create an email list, because those are like your super fans. So if you're on somebody's email list, it says that you trust them enough to have them drop in your inbox, when they have something to share. And so that's what you ultimately want. But you have to be, you have to do that normally via a website. So like if Facebook disappears, if Twitter goes away, you already have a hub where people can get all the information they need from you. So everybody should have a website. Most people have more than one. If you have like different things, we all do so many different things. Some people, some clients that I've worked with, I suggest that they, all right, Toya, have fun, honey. Go make people beautiful. I suggest they kind of have like an overarching website, even if they have like 5 different websites for every, say you're a hairdresser like Toya, or you own a restaurant like Quentin does. Hey, Marty, how are you? You can have an overarching website that directs them to the more specific areas that they're interested in. But yes, at the end of the day, you have to have a website. So that's online visibility. We're talking about different strategies and different ways. Thank you, Andre. Different ways to get visibility for your business. Now, the next one, we don't talk a lot about in this online space, but it is still really important that you are networking with people actually in person and getting visibility that way, especially if your business exists on clients. So if you train people, or you got to get people into your doctor's office, or you got to get people in this, you still need to focus on actually meeting people in person. It is one of the best lead generators for your business, because when somebody can kind of touch you and feel you and sense you in person, and you're true to what you say you are, it's easier to make a sale or get a client. So I would suggest I think that everybody should do at least one activity a week where it's a networking activity. So whether that is going to a business happy hour, whether that's going to a meetup in your area, whether that's going to a conference, whatever that is, once a week you should be in front of people talking about your business, talking about your book, whatever it is that you're doing in this space. So we have to get offline at some point so that we can start meeting and growing our tribes. And one thing that I have found just in my business is that the more conferences I go to, the better, I don't want to say quality, but I definitely get a more interested client. So if somebody will spend the money to go to a conference, obviously they're interested in their growth, they're interested in their education, they're interested in their learning. And so, they're a better not better quality, but a better qualified lead, because you know that they're willing to invest in their future. I'm not suggesting necessarily Snapchat. I think Snapchat, you have to be, you have to have a certain audience. So yes, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, personal website, you definitely have to be clear on your branding. Snapchat, if it works for your brand, but it doesn't work for everybody's brand, that's for sure. YouTube is great. So, people really love video, and they really love like quick video. So if you record any video, like all of the live videos that I do, I upload to my YouTube channel. And that way people can enjoy them over and over and over again. And YouTube can be another source of income for you, another stream of revenue, because you can monetize monetize YouTube. And so you can also create another stream of income. How does someone contact my people? You can email me at support@nickywoodsmedia.com. I don't know why I'm drawing it with my fingers. support@nickywoodsmedia.com. And they'll help you with whatever you need. Repeat webinar. The webinar, it's in the post, Paul, but it's bit.ly/end-of-year-media. So the webinar is all about how to get more media for your business, your book, your brand before the end of the year. Because right now we're focused on ending the year strong and building momentum going into 2018. So just make sure that you get registered. It's free. It's next Thursday at 8 o'clock Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be about an hour. We'll spend about an hour together, and we'll be going over some things. So in-person visibility is the second thing you need to focus on when it comes to visibility for your business or your brand. Yes, YouTube is awesome. And you know what? YouTube really is a great partner. I have found they have a lot of tools in place to really help you with promoting your video. So YouTube really is awesome. Collaborations. So I talk a lot about this, about actually finding people that you can partner with, and both of you build together. So I love collaborations. You will always see me collaborating. I have some really good friends, but they're also colleagues, and so I'm always interested in, finding out how we can help with each other. I'm always working with other people and doing training for their tribes. So say, for instance, one of your colleagues is really, really good in business coaching, but they don't have the media piece down, then, I'll go and I'll do the media piece just to help them really, provide for their tribe. So building those kind of relationships. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? And then, of course, they would do the same for me. So building those kind of relationships are really, really important. And you get exposed to another audience. So their audience may not be the same as your audience, and when you're in front of other people, you have a chance to educate them and inform them, but also you have an opportunity to maybe get some new clients that way. So it's always yes. And Crystal's right. You have to make sure that you believe in their brand, they believe in your brand, and that it's a win-win situation. You want to be very careful about collaborating with people if you don't know too much about them, because you're now tying yourselves together, and whatever their reputation is can positively or negatively affect your reputation. So you have to be very careful with your brand and your reputation in this business. So yes, Crystal, that's a good point. The next one is media opportunities, which is what I specialize in. You want to make sure that you connect with local media outlets. You want to make sure that you're pitching to a lot of the online opportunities, like the blogs and the shows. I do a lot of interviews now on, well, not a lot, but I've done some. I'm going to do more. I've done some interviews now on Facebook Live, which I think is awesome. So there's just so many opportunities to get media and to get visibility using media, but traditional media is certainly one that you want to have in your bag of tricks. So make sure that you are looking for segments, you're looking for shows, you're looking for different opportunities to share your story, especially if it's really going to have an effect on the community that you're in. So everybody wants to, go straight to the top. They want to be on CNN, they want to go to MSNBC, and I get it, but don't discount local opportunities, because sometimes it makes more sense depending on what you're doing. Hey, Joy. How are you, darling? So here's a bonus, and I forgot to put this. I said 4 ways, but actually this is a really good one too. You want to make sure that you're building relationships. So I'll just tell a quick story. I use an email provider and a CRM called Infusionsoft, and it really is. It's one of my biggest expenses outside of personnel that I have for my business. And so, you know, it's a bit of change. And so there was a time in my business where things were slower and, you know, the revenue wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. And so, you know, I always believe that, you know, if you don't ask, you don't know. And so I called Infusionsoft and I was like, you know, I mean, I really love your service. It's definitely, you know, something that has helped me build my business, but, you know, it's a tight month. And so I didn't know what they would say. And, you know, we had a great conversation. You know, he gave me some strategies for how to better use the system. And then they waived the fee for that month. And I was amazed. But what it said to me was that they valued me as a person more than they valued me as a client. So they were understanding to the situation. I don't think that's going to happen in every case, and I don't expect you just to waive people's fees because you feel for them. But it just means that they are more interested in building a relationship with me than just getting that monthly check. You know, because I'd been with them for some years. And so they wanted to continue that relationship. So you have to make sure that if you make a connection and maybe they don't become a client, or, you know, somebody takes your free training and they don't sign up for a course, I mean, that's okay. You want to make sure that you continue that relationship because maybe down the line they will. But if you just cut people off because they're not, you know, your client, or they're not supporting you in one way or the other, you know, because that'll be short-lived business for you. You'll go out of, you know, and then your reputation may be that you don't talk to people if they don't pay you. And that's not the kind of reputation you want as an entrepreneur. I fully believe in giving away information and giving away knowledge. And at the end of the day, you know, for people that are ready, they'll be clients. For people who are, you know, ready to invest in themselves, they'll buy a service, they'll buy a product, they'll do whatever. But some people just need the information to get started. And so that's why I fully believe that, you know, showing up on Facebook Live on a Saturday to talk about this is necessary. And I think, you know, a lot of people believe that it's necessary, and that's why so many of us kind of do this thing. So build relationships. That's the bottom line. Relationships are really important. You really can't do anything without really good relationships in mind. So here's just a tool that I use in order for me to maximize opportunities that I get. I kind of keep a spreadsheet, and you can do this like, you know, I have Mac and I don't have like the whole word system, but I just create a spreadsheet and I put on it, you know, like meetups, I put on it conferences I want to attend, I put on it networking, you know, opportunities that I get invited to, and I just make sure interviews that I want to go out, media outlets I want to be on, and I just make sure that at least every single day, okay? You guys hear me? Every single day I'm doing something that gets my business in front of people so that my business has the visibility. And I get it. You know, a lot of people will say to me, well, you've had visibility for a long time, and I have. But I never knew, but I did not do enough to maximize that and to leverage it. So now I'm intentional about leveraging it. And the visibility I have, anybody can have. You just have to be intentional about it. So just to recap before I go, hey, Michael, thank you. So we're talking about getting online, getting visibility for your business. The first one is online visibility. So social media, you know, platforms, blogging, YouTube, all that kind of thing. In-person visibility, meaning you're actually getting off the computer, which I'm about to do in 5 minutes, and you're going and you're actually meeting people in person and, you know, sharing with them what you do and how you can help them. And let me just give you a quick tip about in-person relationships and even online. It really is not about, and once I think we all get this, we'll be much better off. It's not really about the service that you provide. It's really not about the product. And I talked a lot about this yesterday. It's about the transformation that people will get as a result of the product. So Toya was just on, and she's just an easy example. So people really, anybody can go get their hair cut. Anybody can go to anybody and get their hair done. You go to a certain hairdresser because you know they are going to transform you to something that you want to be. So it's really not about the haircut or the hairdo or whatever it is specifically. It's about the transformation, and we all need to start thinking about that. It's not about the service, it's about the transformation. And so when you focus on how you're going to help other people transform, it's easier to get clients because they know you're just as invested in their future as they are. So focus on the transformation that your service and your product provides as opposed to just the product or service. Okay. So collaborations is the third one. Media opportunities. I also gave you the bonus relationship building one, and then a tool. Just keep track and make sure that every single day you're doing something that's going to bring visibility to your business. That's very, very important. All right. Any last minute questions before I get out of here? I got some networking to do. And then, hey, oh, thank you, Cheryl. I appreciate it, honey. I hear you guys are having an extended summer in Chicago. That's great. Oh, thank you. Alrighty, I am out of here. You guys have a phenomenal day, and I'm sure I will see some of you guys online later. And I appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, you can still share the video if you haven't. Thank you, Michael, for the heart. You can still share the video if you haven't. And also, don't forget about the free webinar. The link is in the post. It is about getting media before the end of the year so we can start our 2018 strong. So the website is bit.ly/end-of-year-media. It's a free webinar. It's next week, and it will be very beneficial to you and your business. All right, that's it. Mwah. Bye.